You need cooling, baby, I'm not fooling. I'm gonna send you back to schooling. Way down inside, honey, you need it. I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Twix Truck Series here from Naval Base, Coronado. We're here for the second race here of the weekend. NASCAR was last week, or was it yesterday, and now we have the trucks all lined up ready to go here. Largest field we've ever had. We've only had one official race that was a couple months ago, but now we are fully back. There will be this race, and then as you'll see here in a little bit, we've had two off-camera races. We did a little off-camera mining here at Martinsville and Pocono, where Raja Caruth here was able to win in Martinsville, and then most recently, as you'll see, Kyle Busch was able to get his final win in the 7 before this car has been taken over by Connor Mozak today, but part-time with Corey Day, who ran pretty well in the O'Reilly race earlier, so we'll have to see what he can do. Moving further up the field, a lot of new drivers like the Ram number 16, Jimmy Johnson coming back. We haven't seen him in quite some time. And then we have Caden Honeycutt starting at the top of the field. And then number 11, he's searching for his first career win. Of course, we know that Chandler Smith won Atlanta a while back, and the Cup Series is going to Talladega after this. The trucks will not follow them, but it'll be interesting to see what some of these guys are going to be able to do, especially Caden Honeycutt. And some of these guys like Ross Chastain and Jimmy Johnson right here, who are looking to take them on and be able to win this race. Some Cup guys, 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson, and dude who almost and Ross Chastain, who just barely missed out on winning the championship. He has no truck wins to his name yet, but today's looking to change that. We'll see if Ross Chastain can change anything. Moving further down the field, obviously we already talked about all your winners: Chandler Smith, Kyle Busch, and Raja Caruth, and of course Connor Mozak taking over that car. We have a lot of new faces. I'll kind of briefly go through them here. Ross Chastain, obviously Jimmy Johnson, we talked about those two. Ty Majeski in the 88, Justin Haley in the number 2. And then of course Tyler Ankrum in the 18, Parker Clearman coming for his first race of the series here in the 75, Connor Mozak, Daniel Hemrick, Frankie Muniz coming for his first on-camera race, Nick Sanchez coming back after almost winning at Atlanta, and there's Jake Garcia, Stuart Friesen, and Thad Moffitt rounds out your field like usual. So now that we're kind of gotten through our pre-race, we'll head off to the booth to officially go through your ones to watch, and then we'll go straight into your starting lineup here in beautiful Coronado, California, just outside of San Diego, where we'll see once again another race, though this time I think that these drivers are going to be going through and hitting each other a lot more. Cup guys were pretty reserved, but I don't expect the same from these guys. And the cars are going to get rolling off as we take a look here at last week with Pocono. Here you can see Kyle Busch coming across the line, Honeycutt there, Raja Caruth, Justin Haley getting spun right in front of the line. But we're going to go just straight into your starting lineup here with Caden Honeycutt, Lane Riggs, row 1, and Ross Chastain and Jimmy Johnson making their first truck starts in row 2 with Gio Ruggiero and Chandler Smith, your Atlanta winner, back there in row 3. Row 4 is Ty Majeski and Justin Haley, and row 5 is Tyler Ankrum and Parker Clearman. Row 6 is Ben Rhodes and Connor Mozak driving the 7 this week before Kyle Busch returns next week. And then row 7 is Daniel Hemrick and Raja Caruth, your Martinsville winner. And then row 9 is Frankie Muniz and Nick Sanchez. And row 9 is Jake Garcia and Stuart Friesen, both of them making their first truck starts. And then row 10, rounding out your field in 19th, is Thad Moffitt. Today we're going to have your largest field in the Twix Truck Series of all ever. and then last time we had 9 drivers attempt and finish, not all finished actually, but we had 9 attempts. You can see here the layout for this week, same as the NASCAR race. You can see the drivers all getting lined up, ready to go to the green flag. They're coming out of turn 16 onto the front straightaway, and we're racing here in Naval Base Coronado. The green flag is out in the air. Honeycutt's getting a lead, and Lane Riggs goes around there. He gets spun. He's just going to sit there and wait for those drivers to pass so we can get by. But back again, Jimmy Johnson's right on the bumper. He's to the inside of the 11. Now around, he's trying to go to the outside. They're side by side, coming onto the back stretch in the 1. Jimmy Johnson's going to get clear, and the 34 is back around. He was able to get going off the initial spin, but he wrecks here out of turn 16. He blows a tire, maybe, is what it looks like, and the wall is dented there. You can see some damage to the wall from where they hit it. Surprised he didn't break. That was a pretty hard impact. You can see Jake Garcia and Thad Moffitt involved. Thad Moffitt had a good finish at Atlanta. Jake Garcia's had a terrible season thus far, so we'll definitely have to see. I don't know. Not looking good for these guys and we're going to take a look at the drivers here who are like Jimmy Johnson. You can see here that Caden Honeycutt and Gio Ruggiero at the front of the field. Jimmy Johnson leading the first laps of his Kit Kat Cup Series and Twix Truck Series career. He's been part-time in both of those in the number 1. You can see there your race 1 winner, and then them taking away Thad Moffitt there, and then Jake Garcia, and probably eventually the 34 of Lane Riggs. Take a look at the replay here. Looks like the back end of the truck just gave out, and the other 2 piled in. The 98 got into the back of the 46 there, and then let's take a look at a couple more times. Might have been a blown tire. Honestly, I literally cannot tell from this. We just don't have enough footage of it. But if I had to guess, a blown out rear tire from the 34, and then the 46 of Moffitt and Garcia both piled on in. Looks like they're getting close to repairing the wall. You can see they're putting some stuff down to try and get this repaired quickly, and it looks like it's dried pretty quickly here while we've been away. Looking at those replays, and yeah, you're right. And now the cars are going to be pulling off of pit road, and they're pacing around the racetrack, getting ready to go to your choose gun for the first and hopefully final time today. And now they're coming out of turn 16 onto the front straightaway once again to get back racing. It's Jimmy Johnson and Gio Ruggiero on the front row. And a big crash. They broke the wall. Jimmy Johnson's on his side. And another crash, a caution, or probably a red flag. You can see a couple guys on pit road to picks up their tires with all the debris in the field has been separated. There you can see a split in the wall. It might actually be broken all the way through, but at least it's dented pretty well, and there's debris all over the place. Gio Ruggiero looks like he's involved, and you can see, yeah, that goes all the way through. Take a look at the replay. It's just a normal restart, and I think the 1 and the 17 just don't turn as much as they should. They overshoot the corner. We saw this a lot in with Connor Zilich and Austin Hill overshooting the corner and taking out a couple guys. This was seen all throughout the weekend, O'Reilly Trucks and Cup, and now we're seeing it here in the Twix Truck Series. Jimmy Johnson and Gio Ruggiero just make a simple mistake. Maybe it was a push from one of the guys behind that sent one of them up. I don't know. Let's look at Chandler Smith. Contact free there, it looks like, but obviously Chandler Smith and Caden Honeycutt are involved. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Ty Majeski didn't get involved at all. He looks like he stopped in front of the wall, but I'm sure pitting for tires to make sure that that car is safe. And good, taking a look at this here. Just looks like they overshot the corner. Maybe it was Ruggiero, but maybe it was Jimmy. I'm not even sure there. Just a big crash, a big impact for these guys to hit that wall and then take, snap it in half. We'll see a close-up of it here. Yeah, you can see that wall is completely snapped. They're going to have to replace at least a section of that wall, so we're going to be under caution for a little while. But you can see half the field got separated there. The other half was able to back out and park on the back straightaway kind of by turn 11. So we'll be able to, at least some of them were able to get out and let emergency crews deal with it. But that's going to be Chandler Smith, Gio Ruggiero, Jimmy Johnson's day's done. Maybe Caden Honeycutt. We'll have to see if he's able to make his way through. We can look here at some of the guys at the front of the field. Justin Haley is going to barely avoid it. He almost was involved but he was able to slam on the brakes fast enough, and now he's going to restart from first to try and get his first win. Same with Parker Klingerman. Not only is it his first race, but it's also his first shot at a win, naturally. So we'll have to see if Parker Klingerman, who is not going to be racing full-time this season, whether he'll be able to take the win today. Same with Daniel Hemrick in the 19. He's trying to get his first win in his first race as well. Most of these guys, they have raced off screen but not on camera, so we'll have to see as they did take out, you can see there they took out that massive chunk of the wall, but they're not they have not replaced it, or I guess they have, because the cars are pulling off of pit road. You can see right there, no fresh section of wall. You can see it even better right there from this angle, and they're going to go to the choose cone for, again, hopefully the last time today, famous last words, but they're going to come get the green flag out of turn 16 for the final time today. White flag is in the air, and it's Ben Rhodes, and it's now Daniel Hemrick's able to get by Justin Haley as they're coming out for the final time down through turn 16. It's going to be Justin Haley moving Daniel Hemrick in the final corners to take the win. Daniel Hemrick was able to pass him at the end, but then the 16, as the sun was setting in the distance, was able to pass back by. He's going to burn it down here in San Diego. The 16 car and Colleague Racing sweeps both races. First, it was AJ Allmendinger in the NASCAR race for Colleague Racing, and now it's Justin Haley in the 16 for Colleague Racing. And you can see here Daniel Hemrick, who was leading, almost won this race and was unable to do it, got moved by Justin Haley. And you can see Tyler Ankrum, who was able to work his way up very sneakily. And then you're able to see here Frankie Muniz, Stuart Friesen, who were able to capitalize on a couple cautions to make up a bunch of spots there. And then you can see Ty Majeski was able to also make up a couple spots ahead of some of those guys who had some issues there. And I don't think we ever talked about it, but the 45 did take some damage and did come down pit road at some point to get some damage fixed from when the 34 spun, just fixing up that front end. And you can see Caden Honeycutt looks like he finished in front of the 2, but that didn't happen. He was lapped down. You can see all the guys that are out. And just take a look at your beautiful racetrack. Don't know if we'll ever see it again, and I was not trying to have both 16 cars win, or the 16 car and the 16 truck. Just a cool coincidence here as you look around and you see this beautiful racetrack. Thank you all for the support. I know it's not the end of the video and we still got points and all that, but I just feel like now I take the time to say thank you for the support on the NASCAR race. And why am I trying to do an outro right now? That's not where we're at, because we're going to take a look at your finishing results here. Justin Haley obviously winning today's race. A bunch of people out of the race as well. But taking a look here, Daniel Hemrick finishing second, as we already said. Tyler Ankrum getting third. Ben Rhodes fell down to fourth, but Stuart Friesen and Frankie Muniz finishing fifth and sixth. That's Stuart Friesen's first top 10. Parker Klingerman fell back to finish eighth. Not a great running for him. As we take a look at your playoff standings, Kyle Busch, even though he missed a race, is still fourth in the standings. Caden Honeycutt does take over, even though he finished pretty far back there. You can see Ross Chastain starting there. Bunch of guys, a lot of guys that haven't, most of the guys who have ran multiple races are up at the front of the field. Maybe that'll change as we go on. Next up is Talladega, and then trucks is question marks. I know when it'll be, you don't. After Talladega, I'm not letting y'all know. I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe.
Ever since we hired Dale Jr. at IHOP, breakfast has been moving fast.
All right, more plates of pancakes, got to serve, table 3, go, go, go!
Huh? Is that Dale Jr.?
Order for catering? Look, it's pancakes!
Dine-in delivery catering.
Will you sign my pancakes?